I should move myself a little to the left. Or left. Gotta see my skills and stuff. Yeah, that's good. That's good. But I'm a little too big, I feel. Drink? No. Hey, I'm over here, guys. I'm down here. I'm gonna be a real boy. That sounds weird. I won't do that again. I have in fact returned to the world of P. Also, this is not gonna be too long of a stream. Started late. And yada yada yada. Bing bang boom bam bamboozle. Right, let's return to where I'm supposed to go. Yeah. Wait. I'm overweighted. What is causing me to be overweighted? Oh wait, no, I wasn't overweighted. My god, I'm an idiot. Ah, shit. Although I'm gonna be fighting puppets, so I should probably get more electro-based weapon. Boosto! Should I though, actually? Let me think. Alright. The grindstone I have right now is fire. Always be look. Oh, lightning grindstone. I also need to remember how to fight. That's grinding, that's rolling. Power. Regular attack. Right. I think I got the hang of it. Until I actually go do the thing. I'm also gonna, because I feel that I need to have a variety of weapons. I am going to keep the fire. The boosted fire! Teleport Gazer, Elizabeth. Oh shit, I forgot I gotta do that. I gotta go back. Gotta go back. I gotta go back.
Last fought the swamp monster. Okay, did he fight it or did he beat it? I'm not gonna upgrade my sword until I beat this guy. Even though upgrading my sword would make it easier to fight him.
Gotta go talk to Geppetto.
Unfortunately, I am stubborn. Hee.
Gotta redo this.
Ow.
Alright.
Okay.
Can I remove?
Okay.
It's like that.
Ah. 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 Okay. attack instead. Aha! Okay, come on. Never mind. Oh my god. Ow. Oh, I almost had him. Church says no. He says it is very unpog, as you do. Church has been reading Prison Wife. Prison Love. They are prison wives, but the title of it's actually Prison Love. 145. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. Church asked you for spicy stuff. Yeah, because he was like. People after the Love and Deep Space stream were being like, so that's smut, huh? And I was like, no, that's not smut. That is actually like nowhere near it. For one, both of them had pants on. So I did give him a list. I only included 2 smutty ones in there because I didn't want to scare him too badly. Like, I gave him, like, a regular list, and then I gave him 2 of the more, like, more tame ones. Oh my. If people think that Love and Deep Space is smut, I don't think they know what smut is. That, the people shades, people don't know. I'm gonna die. Okay. God, 150. No, Matt. We're reading it on the mobile version. If you read it on the desktop version, there's more to the scenes. Let's just say lettuce. Lettuce most of the time has airships. 1, 2.
Hey, there we go.
3, 4.
That man is a liar.
5. Okay. You can read the spicy version on phone, yeah, but you have to go through like the website. You can't read it through the app.
That's
Got the 150.
right there. There's a liar.
Stop dying now, Scritty. If you want to know, you have to read it. Oh no. Oh yes. It's not bad, no. I like the most recent chapter. Matt, are you caught up on Oppressor?
Oh yeah, I don't need to go from here. I need to...
DM's also a bit of out of practice with the katana. Leoto, you keep coming onto the internet telling lies. No, you should. It's really good. Beloved Oppressor? Yeah, that one's really good.
Shit! That's not what I meant to do.
It's a little bit harder to tell where the attack is coming from. God. What is it about this particular enemy? He's really, really tanky and he doesn't break fast. Reading Princess Wars in the background, I'm baffled by why they chose to stop it there of all places. It was a publisher thing. Yeah, apparently their publisher just like has the rights to it and just canceled it on them. What's the enemy flashing red mean? You have to perfect dodge it or get out of the way. Incompetent Stepmother. That one looks really cute, Matt. I haven't started reading that one yet. I plan to, though. Yeah, Beloved Oppressor is...
Run for it!
It hurts so good. The most recent chapter. Finally! 1, 2... 3... 4... 5, okay. I really, really recommend. I really, 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 really recommend Beloved Oppressor. If you want some good, like, solid drama. The basic synopsis is the main character. She's essentially like royalty. And she winds up marrying this guy that she's fallen in love with, who's a commoner, who's managed to be elevated to the level of, like, really high up in the military, and has courted her, and she loves him. And then the government is overthrown in a coup, and he's the leader of it. That sounds bad. Yep. God, the delays. Do you have to kill this guy? No, I can run past him. I'm stubborn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Conquest the New Telemundo? Oh, no. Like, romance novels have always been, like, tragic and dramatic.
Keep it that way.
She wants to kill him. Yeah, that's my motivation in life. I just want him to die. You know? Here I go killing again.
Oh, anything up? Nope. It is indeed over here.
Oh, got another can't read counters counter. Oh.
That's fun.
Oh gosh, what's the Jane Austen novel? With Mr. Darcy? That one's super dramatic for no reason. Her sister runs away because she can't be with the guy. Pride and Prejudice, yeah. Ow. Pride and Prejudice is so dramatic for no reason. Ow.
No, my bunny. Oh, there's a giant clown coming my way.
I also like Much Ado About Nothing. That one's fun. Ah, not enough time.
I should use
I think
my
I just
hook
realized
shot.
why I read trashy romance webcomics. Oh, this does give you the defense ammo. It's a good amulet. If you finished Dear Nemesis recently, it was really good. Oh, is it done? Curse Knight! She did it. She beat the last boss. Oh no, that was just a guy. That was just a man. That was just a dude.
They're sneaking in this, I forget. I haven't played it in a bit,
Oh boy.
so-
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. I don't care. I used a special.
Oh
Oh,
god,
wait,
you
oh.
scared the shit out of me.
Lovely day in Crod City. What a time to be alive. Or civilization arrived. Soon, this little dance of ours will come to an end. No one's ever danced longer, I promise, my friend. Will you stay with me too and face whatever's coming? For today's a new day, and we keep I knew that you would, and I find that refreshing. So, the king of riddles will now hear your confession. Blind confessions reveal one's true guilt. True confessions of blood beings,
I just love his VA work. It's so good.
one's black and white.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been killing things. I've been killing things. I think he needs to get his like mic settings checked. He's peaking. What about the murder?
Damn.
The Chosen One's Trinity Key. Yippee!
Problem is, I have to fight all
Teen girl
these guys.
fantasy
I don't want
books
to.
generally like Aragon. Aragon is literally Star Wars. He's such a lovely guy. Yeah, he's a nice. God, I love this sword's attack set so much. It's so good. Doesn't Aragon have like the worst video game adaptation of all time? I almost got hit by that. I was almost cooked. That, thank you, sword, for saving my life with your moveset. Jeez Louise. Okay. Yeah, Aragon is literally Star Wars but dragons, yeah. Okay, so it's over here, right? And then I gotta open this. No, there's an Aragon video game. There's an Aragon video game. Oh, right. 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 the cooking. Did you forget to get the item? No, I opened the box. It's just that that guy's patrolling over here. I have to wait for him to go around, but the box wouldn't really help me that much anyways. No, I'm cooked because that's a boss fight. Okay. Should be able to get the item now. No, he's over. Leave me alone, Pookie. Okay. I'm absolutely cooked. I'm like flambé. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so screwed. Yeah, just ignore me. Just ignore me. Just ignore me. Perfect. Perfect. Yep, just ignore me. Everything is A-okay. Oh, I'm on fire.
Who wants to watch this guy break apart?
Okay. Woo! Okay.
Save our brother. Brother? Those alchemists! They're steady!
No! 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 No!
You are with us!
Leave me alone, Estinian! Oh, come on. Bye, Spectre. Dang it. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad on absolutely no heals. Not too bad. Not too bad. Zero heals. Zero heals. Nothing. Nothing in my pockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually pretty close. No, it wasn't. Phase 2 of the brothers, the hardest part. Okay, alright, okay, alright. Okay, he's Carcass. So I should keep that on there. Wishstone should be... I'm out. Okay. Put that on the cube. And then put that on there. Actually, I should probably put it up here. And then I can put, not that. I'm glad I got these ones on the first try. Yeah, these guys are they are an experience. Let's call it that way.
Run past everything.
Just throw those. Okay. And then the biggest pain is the run back.
There it is. All right, you clown.
Like,
1v1 me, you bastard.
that's the worst thing about this fight. It's not heinous by any means compared to some other fights you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That push-up count is intimidating. I looked away when you were at 15 for work. Look back at over 10 times that. Biggest pain is the run back, not the 170 push-ups. No, I'm on wall push-ups now, which are doable. But
Who wants to watch this guy break up?
oh my god.
It's over here.
Okay.
We go kill that clown.
Do not grab me, you freak.
In honor of the happiest days of my family because of her presence. I still miss you, Camilla. GG.
We'll kill you. Just that big brother wants you.
Okay.
Oh, come up here, you fat bastard. I like fighting you here.
Ow! Ow. Ow. Not the decay. Oh my god. Get die. Okay. Get this.
Kind of learn this. You know what?
Oh
This is
boy,
actually a
not
great
that.
way to learn
Getting revenge
this
together.
fight.
Die, Geppetto.
Because apparently, certain enemies basically teach you how
As
to
long
parry.
as he stays over there and I'm over here. Okay. Ow! I need him to be dead. Oh, goodbye, my puppet. Goodbye, Spectre. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you not?
There we go.
Okay. I need him to go, but his brother is chasing me down. God. Fun fact, the first time I beat this fight, I did not get this Spectre. I beat it completely. One, two, so much. Hi, Woe. Some people associate them. Oh. Well, I'm glad you finished the thing. Good job. BRB2 on your own is rough. Yeah. BRB is just rough.
Oh man.
There, I sent food. There he goes. Monitor chewing again? Yeah, he just like sticks his head to the corner of the monitor. It's like, I hate that light. It's like, no, you do not. Alright, I'll give this one more attempt because I do need to end on time today so I can go get food before movie. Okay, let me just... Okay. One for you! Oh, come on. One for you!
And we couldn't save our brother.
Kill him! Just like Big Brother wanted!
Oh, Spectre slow. Okay. Ah! Get off! I need to give Spectre HP! Thank you. Okay. What is hitting me? Is it you?
Alright. Demonstration time.
I want your love. You know that I want you. And you know that I need you. I want it bad. Your bad romance. I want your loving and I want your revenge. You and me could write a bad romance. I want your loving, all your love of revenge. You
Get off
and
of me.
could write a bad romance.
What? Man clipped through the wall to fight me.
Oh my god.
I want your horror, I want your desire.
Okay.
Cause you're a criminal
No, I didn't
as
do. I said I
long
was
as
gonna
you're
upgrade my weapon
mine. I
tonight.
want your love. Love, 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 I want your love. I want your psycho,
I'll go back to
your
the hotel really
vertigo
quick.
stick.
It's like an isekai
I
truck.
want you in my rear window,
The problem
baby,
is that you
you're
have like two of them
sick. I
on
want
you
your
the entire
love.
time, and it's just... It's a lot easier when you have the, Nameless Puppets amulet. That makes it a lot easier.
That the entire woke movement from top to bottom has completely and utterly lost their collective
I know I
minds.
still have to do some...
Truth be told, I didn't
stuff
want to do
after
this
I,
video. I was going to cover Assassin's Creed Shadows instead. But
After I
then I logged on to
upgrade
Twitter
this.
and saw a company harassing censorship against a friend of mine named Cleanse, and I went, oh, alright, let's talk about it. So, here's a lot to cover here. but firstly, I want to ensure that nobody watching this ever
I'm doomed
harasses
to never
anyone
complete
on their side
that
of the
fight
aisle. I know
on
that
a single
despite,
run.
as you'll see, they've done the exact opposite of
5
what I'm doing
push-ups.
here, we must never stoop to their level. They are like the
Right.
Joker. They're trying to bring us all down to their levels, and we can't allow that to happen. The entire reason why all of these things I'll speak about here are happening to begin with is for one reason, and that is because they are losing the culture war. Effectively, in every single way, the woke movement, as I fail to call it anything else really, is a group of scrambling nobodies who cling to the personas and names of people they hate in order to stay relevant amongst their basements and supporters, all of whom have become deranged from years of successful propaganda that is changing their brain
How many
chemistry.
times have I beat the
So
game?
what's happening? Well, this video is all about Grumps. Grumps made World of Warcraft and any other game that you probably play. He also caught wind that there was this other podcast channel called Western Kabuki that claimed, as you can see here, he said, we have a scoop about Grumps. We tried to reach him for comment before we published,
not
but
the
he is
depression,
shutting
what's
down
the
all
last
he is nervous. So, around this
I
time,
mean,
Flash
okay, sometimes
cast
after
was
the
about
Love and Deep Space, like after you listen
where
to like
Flash
some of the
Cast
cards and
is
stuff,
a
it
live show
just
by
feels
Buddy
even worse.
Yellow
So
Flash
like,
runs on his channel. I've been a frequent guest somehow for like over a year at this point. I was a guest one time, and I kind of just
Yeah,
never
like,
left, sort of
I
like
think
Kramer and Seinfeld. Anyway,
least at the
Flashcast
end
is
of
every
Zane's
Saturday,
myth
and Grumps
part,
told us prior to the show going live that
he kills
could
himself.
essentially expose himself before this supposed expose went live. Of course, everybody said sure.
And his
man,
last
while
line to
Grumps
you
told me
is
what
like,
was going
"I
on
hope we never meet
beforehand, I
again."
told him I actually didn't want to know, just so that he could get my genuine reaction once he actually said it. So he respected
neat.
that.
Yeah,
and
Love and
then
Deep
he
Space, they got
dropped
that
the
angst
bomb.
in there.
So Grums admitted that he used to run a softcore
Well, that's
website
kinda
that
mean.
distributed
Yeah,
basically
just a
not
little
safe for
bit.
work content to people for money. He made a killing off of this. It was over 20
There-
years
you-
ago when
you guys
Grums did all
don't
of this, and
understand.
eventually he
There's
shut it all
such
down, and his wife
a
and his
good,
mom
like,
helped him with his business.
angst
Grums, by the way, never did anything
collection.
illegal. He never showed his
Yeah.
like that. It was softcore, so there's no really any behind it. Obviously,
Like,
now
there's so many good
ORN,
angst
since
edits.
I can't say the word on YouTube, unfortunately, is very readily available and free all over the internet, which, if you ask me, has been a net negative on society. But back then,
April
this
Fool's
not
joke was
safe
the
for work
ending stream
content
on
was
time all
usually
along. I'm
being
5 minutes late
broadcast still
currently.
underground, so
Currently
to
5
speak,
minutes
when
late.
it came to distributed or consumed back then. So anyway, Grums made content with writers and models who supported stuff back then. So he wasn't
Yeah.
in anything himself. He
That's
mostly
on time
just
enough.
did
It is, it is. Given that I normally am like, hey, 7 hours, and then
Anyway,
afterwards
he
I'm
made
like,
his money.
I don't know, I'm so tired.
ORN free, and Grums pretty much
know
just
why.
stopped, locked
There's
it
a
all
reason.
down,
There's a
closed
reason
shop,
why he's
and
so tired.
moved on with his life. Again, nothing
what happened?
illegal,
Why am I not
especially in today's
doing
age. A lot of the people who are a part of this so-called woke movement are usually
Oh my
very
God, that's what
sex-positive individuals themselves.
Well, that
Free the
stands for
nipple,
love,
they're saying,
angst,
all that about
depression,
women
and
empowerment,
sadness.
trans
You know, that's
identity, and
actually-
support sex workers. You know, the
You're not
usual
wrong.
stuff that these people channel.
Actually, you
I
could
don't care whether
probably
you
use
support
that
or don't
instead.
sex workers, but the point of the matter here is that this Western Kabuki channel thought that they got a gotcha against Grumps by exposing his legal
Trying to see
company
who I
that
had
did nothing
available. It
immoral
looks like
or
everybody's-
illegal at
it's
all,
all
again,
currently
according to
upcoming.
Grumps. And to be frank, if we
So
take what
YouTube
Grumps was
gets the
distributing back then, as in model
point.
pictures and arts, compared to what's available today on the internet, even on
Point.
Twitter,
I'm gonna kill this
it's
clown
literally
no matter
Coffee
what.
Baby versus Hydrogen Bomb levels. of
You
how bad
you
it
did
is
almost
now
do 200
compared to what
push-ups.
it was
No,
then.
like just
But
the
anyway,
regular one.
Western Kabuki
Funny
did
enough,
this. They got a whole
working
video about it that I
7
won't show
hours
here because they
straight
will likely just
without
copyright
taking
me if I do.
breaks
So Flash showed it on
makes you
his stream.
tired
He doesn't
later.
care, and then we watched most
This
of
is
it
a
and
strange
found it to
thing
be
that I've
very
discovered.
poorly edited, unengaging, and frankly, a lot of it was stupid. At one point, I won't show it here, but they start this expose
Funnily
stating
enough.
Grums is basically, they literally had a segment where they bring up when Grums was born. I'm not kidding. They're treating him like they're reciting the Bible and Jesus came to be into existence. It was so stupid we all just burst out laughing. Anyway, the expose really
should be,
was
but you can
nothing.
read me.
Of course, they thought they had something, but like I said, Grums wanted to come forward himself and explain things. So, it turns out this Western Kabuki channel is
Yeah, I
ran by
am.
3 users specifically. These 3
She
people
has
are
her
in
settings,
order,
so I can't read
Order, Alex Goldman, and Juniper.
Did I miss the
I
defeat
have
of
no
them?
idea
No,
who
I
any
died.
of these people are. I've never heard of them. You likely
Yeah,
haven't
Nana
either,
doesn't
which
let me rate
again
her.
attests to what I was saying in the beginning, that these nobodies
Oh my
are just
God,
clinging to
Nana.
someone like Grums for relevance. Again, though, don't harass any of these people. It's not worth your time or dignity to fall down to their pathetic levels. I just want you to be aware of them and know what they did. So anyway, Grums then told us some very interesting stuff live. Firstly, that this Western Kabuki channel has a Patreon that makes about $7,000 a month from backers.
I will
and if
be
you look at their
sending
content,
Twitch
they get basically no views
to
at all, which makes this
Heavenly
whole thing already shady
Father,
as hell. But then Grums
who
revealed
for
that he had
April
a
Fools
mole
is saying
in the
that
Western
he's been
Kabuki
partners for 5
channel,
years on Twitch.
where they discussed all of his behind closed doors, so to speak. This mole was
the
none other
fluoride?
than
Yep, I know,
Gigabear,
right?
who's actually also a member of my channel too. So shout out to Gigabear for their amazing work here again. So, Gigabear was role-playing as an anti-Grums
Wait, but hasn't
activist
he? No,
and
it's
found
April
her
Fools.
way
You can't
into
trust
this
anything
Western
that's
Kabuki
being
Discord.
said today.
Unbeknownst to them,
By anybody,
Gigabear
like,
was
stream
actually
titles and stuff, like-
screenshotting and recording everything
In fact,
that they were
I didn't even
doing
play Liza
and
P
then giving
today.
it back
You
to
all
Grums
hallucinated
himself.
that.
This then brings us to the
Because as a
Utmost
joke,
Spaghetti-O
I
section of the
put
video, and
extremely
shout out to
potent
Smash JT,
hallucinogenics
who
into
compiled
every
all of this
major
information on his
water
website
system in the world.
that I will be using
Those
as
are really, really
reference here.
expensive ones. That's
For
why
instance, Gigabear got into this paywall Discord and found that his Western Kabuki channel was able to find the information it did on Grums
I never even
again
opened
on a
the
website
stream,
that no
actually.
longer
That is true,
exists.
that is true, yeah.
And they were
And then
able to
tomorrow's
find
gonna
his
be what?
own
Look,
password and more, which then
hardcore.
allowed them to infiltrate
Just a
Grums'
prank, bro.
own business
Yeah.
and find information behind his back.
And you didn't do
By,
any.
according to
Oh,
Grums,
I wish.
Gigabear's
If I
investigation,
would have
by
had the
basically
foresight,
accessing the dark web,
just like, I don't know, hold a really heavy book so it sounded like I was screaming.
Through, like I said,
No, I actually did
here's some of what
the cool was me.
Bell
That was the
Al
thing.
says it
You know?
without
Oh, we got
realizing
bad
Gigabear
shrooms
was
again.
screenshotting everything
Yeah.
that. Okay, so I was bored, and someone who I met has a bunch of historic data
That would've been a
breaches. So they
smart thing
went
to
through
do
a
for
single
April Fools,
pass
actually,
looking
like,
for
haha,
Grums.
no,
This
I
turned
didn't
up an
actually
email
exercise.
address
No,
and then
I
a
did.
search again for the email address. And eventually they got 3 to 4 email logins and a
fooled
few
myself.
associated
I am the
passwords.
fool.
Now at this
I
stage,
am
if people like
Jimbo the
unique enough
clown.
passwords which they reuse
Have a good time
with
in the
accounts,
movies.
you can go
Thank
back
you.
and search for totally
Yeah, if I
unrelated
get food
account
first,
names
and then
using
movie,
that
and then
unique
afterwards
password,
I'll
and
tell
this
you
is
guys
where I
what
found
it
out
is.
about. I don't see it in the search, so I guess I'll continue.
Tomorrow's
There's an
not going to be
email
loud. No,
address
no, 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 no. You can read the schedule. The schedule was post before April Fools.
and it
The
turns
schedule-
up in a bunch of
the
extremely
schedule
not
is-
safe forums looking for catfight content.
Do you
There's a fake
dance?
LinkedIn profile
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
full
15,
of
16,
weird
17, 18,
anime
19, 20,
drawings of
22,
women
23,
fighting.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 44, 45, 56, 57, 58, 59, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100 bugs taken care of.
Then another user
I did. I heard about being hired and then rehired.
that has also been harassing
Very
Grums for a while now. Just
We have a lovely
posting
evening,
all of
DM.
Grums'
Thank
personal
you, and thank
information
you
after
for
the report on this
watching.
Discord server. So what Grums ended up stating is that
When
this
day is dark, always remember how to day, right?
to Grums' accounts to get some sort of leg up or gotcha on him. They said
think of
that
anything else I should
because their
say
side has lost so much, they decided to literally
motivational-wise.
break him off to get their gotcha against him. And what they did was a blatant unlawful
Here, I'll
act
cover,
of cyber stalking and data breaching.
don't-
pretty much.
don't
Grums
be
told us
freaked
and
out.
everyone
When day is
watching.
dark, don't
And
be
he has
freaked
all
out.
this information himself and more that the bear has given him that this group has done to him. And is currently
what are some
preparing
nice
an
things? What are nice
FBI
things
report
people
whose
need to
personal
say to
contacts
me?
there
Hard one.
file it and confer with the amount of info he has been
Nice
proving
stuff to
this
say.
group broke the law numerous times to get their gotcha. Which ended up not really being a gotcha at all because all they found was that Grums
good
ran
job
an
to your
adult
parents.
softcore
They-
website that
what a
posted
concern.
models basically cosplay
yeah.
and I guess hentai
Yeah,
for lack of a better term.
okay, bye.
Which again, none of that is really illegal. And by today's standards, nothing shown or made was anywhere to my knowledge anywhere nearly as bad as what's available right now on the internet. And the end game goal basically here is that Grums wants these people prosecuted, arrested, and jailed for their obvious breaking of the law to get their gotcha against the very man that just lives rent-free in all of their heads. But it gets worse because of course it does. Then Grums and Gigabear found that the failed Kotaku writer who got fired for being anti-Semitic, that's Alyssa Mercanti by the way, was a part of this Western Kabuki channel and said this on their Discord. Hi, hello people, I may need some info help for reasons regarding Smash JT's previous employment. So Alyssa Mercanti, who also has fallen to prevalence after losing her job and getting absolutely bodied by Gamergate all the
Then
time,
just go back
is
to the
also
save and
currently
bring it back
in a battle against PvP, has now decided with her last two points to use these hackers who broke the law already and got exposed to help her find information that is both personal and work-related against the very man she is currently trying to
Then if you
sue for
can't- if you don't hear
harassment
anybody's
by
voice,
gaining
just
information
run
that
back
she
to the
can
save
use
and hit it,
against
and
her
then
opponent
read
in
the
court, I
line.
guess, but it's illegal, pretty much. So just a word of advice to anyone who's suing anybody, if your entire reputation and money is on the line, maybe don't post publicly to people you don't know on a Discord server that requires you get paid enough dollars to access.
I appreciate that. Welcome in. Yes, it
about
is
the
my
guy that
5th
you're
year of
serving.
being
This is
partnered
all
with
so
Twitch.
beyond stupid, but sadly, none of this surprises me
chill.
that these people would stoop this low. The idea, as Grumps told us, is that he's target number 1. Smash, I guess, is 2, and then I guess me and Yellow Flash and others are the rest of the targets, and that these people are genuinely resorting to illegally accessing content or accounts to get some sort of gotchas against these people who keep bodying them with facts and actual receipts in the public eye. And they're so hell-bent on winning this culture war that they've lost so resoundingly bad already, they are literally stooping down to criminal levels to get some sort of win in themselves. Because they know that if they have to play on a level playing field, their ideology and beliefs will hold absolute zero water in any fight, and they know this. Now, let's be real, guys. Now that this has been exposed, Smash JT now has another big gotcha against Melissa McConaughey for his case, because she has now openly admitted to asking people who broke the law to obtain Grumps' personal information to now help her to gain more info on Smash. If Smash wasn't already going to win this suing thing against this woman, he now has the means to sue her even further, and she can really blame no one but herself. These people's derangement is ruining no one's lives but their own, but it somehow gets even worse. Next, we have Nick Calandra. So, if you forgot who this is, Nick is one of the heads of Second Wind, an already failing YouTube channel made up of the escapist journalists and content creators. Without Yahtzee Croshaw, that's the zero punctuation guy being a part of Second Wind right now, this entire channel, to be honest with you, it would be dead already. Yahtzee is basically carrying all of these guys on his back alone, and Nick Calandra has been exposed in the past to be trying to get a gotcha against people like Grumps too. Nick Calandra had a supposed expose video in the works of Second Wind on Grumps during the height of Gamergate 2. Only for GigaBear, yep, the same GigaBear that infiltrated his Discord server here, exposed Nick Calandra about a year back on his expose by revealing that Nick's entire expose was actually based on false information and fake stories that GigaBear told Nick via email just to troll him. Then when Nick was almost ready to release this video to get a gotcha against Grumps, GigaBear came out first and revealed the emails publicly that GigaBear had been lying to Nick to both waste his time and resources and to expose him. GigaBear also, by the way, infiltrated back then into Nick Calandra's Discord, where they ended up doxing Grumps about a year ago. Some of the things said by the users in Discord, as they state here, not if it's not him, there are several people in the US with all 3 of those names. Maybe there is some registry for debtors and bankruptcy with actual info, like I can look up persons here if they are in debt easily. At one point, someone posts Grumps' personal info, but it gets redacted here, and then it gets renamed to Nick's Secret. Let's not share addresses in here, even if public record. Here's more of Nick's Discord said, as this person then states. Not sure how much of this is a good idea to be discussing publicly, but I feel like we're approaching a line here. I mean, you are absolutely right, Justin, but is it not fun? Nick then blatantly says here no intent. If you find stuff, feel free to DM it to me, but yeah, any personal details or anything like that, don't post it in here. I'm not going after him personally, I'm going after his business dealings. Then all of the so-called expose was then exposed by GigaBear right before Nick went live, where GigaBear would say this. For weeks, Nick Calandra, a Second Wind group, has been publishing an endless stream of smears and baseless claims against Grumps and myself. I sought to demonstrate how desperate this man is to publish anything he can use to that end, no matter how flimsy or lacking of corroboration or veracity. So I sent him an anonymous email with a story too good to be true, and then posted a unique fraction of supposed conversation to my Twitter, knowing that where attacking Grumps is concerned, he would immediately run the story before he had even verified it, and he did just that. Rustintail, the user, does not exist. In fact, Rustintail is an anagram of journalist. The project is supposedly backed but does not exist either. The conversation is a complete fabrication between 2 of my own Discord accounts, and he fell for it hook, line, and sinker. So as you can see on screen here, GigaBear collected everything he sent Nick Calandra, and none of it was actually real. Both accounts in this Discord speaking to one another was simply just GigaBear speaking to themselves via 2 different accounts to make up a conversation that Nick would take his fate to use as a weapon. This would then lead to Nick saying this to GigaBear via email before this all happened. Yowza, I need to verify this before I run with it, and keep your identity completely anonymous. Would you be okay with adding me on Discord, jumping on a call, screen sharing this conversation so I can verify it's real, and then we'll take a minute to discuss how I can run this so that your identity is kept secure. So now that you know how badly Calandra got burned by GigaBear 9/11. This now brings us to today, with the Western Kabuki Discord channel that Nick Calandra, to the surprise of nobody, was in that same Discord channel talking to people. Nick Calandra was then screenshotted by Giga Bear again a year later in this Western Kabuki Discord channel, to where Nick calls veteran Craig of Side Scrollers a weak man, and then openly admits to doxing Grumps in his work. He said, not surprising at all, Craig is a weak man with zero conviction, screws over everyone around him, and then plays the victim. He worked at Enthusiast Gaming during the same time I did, and I didn't know who he was then. Now I do, after he let Grumps go on his show and say I doxed him with zero pushback. Well, Nick, you did dox Grumps a year ago. Why are you lying? The internet has all of the receipts. So all of these people in war are all in this Discord server. Maybe they left by now, which would probably be a good idea for them to be real. And they were all trying to create these coordinated attacks against people like Grumps and more to destroy their reputations in order for them to lose their followings and power in the culture war and Gamergate as well. As Smash JT shown here, is posing a plain text email and password a crime if done for malicious purpose. Posting someone else's email and password in plain text with malicious intent could indeed be considered a crime in many jurisdictions, though the specifics depend on the laws of the country or region in question. It further states here, harassment or cyberbullying if the goal is to harass, intimidate, or harm this individual. Example, by exposing their private communications or enabling account takeover, this could violate anti-cyberbullying or harassment laws. This next part states, if it ties accounts together that were meant to be private, is that a dox? And here's what it says. Yes, tying together accounts that were meant to be private, especially using data breach information like passwords, can absolutely qualify as doxing, depending on how it's done and what happens with the information. Doxing, or doxing, same thing or whatever, is a strictly defined legal term in the US of A, and is generally referring to the act of publicly revealing private or identifying information about someone, often with malicious intent, such as to harass, shame, or harm them. If you're using breach password data for correlated accounts, uncover someone's real identity, and then expose that connection, example, linking an anonymous handle to a real name or private details, it fits the doxing mold. So, under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, what the Western Kabuki channel has done with those three people in charge of it, again, to refresh your memory, that is Bird Respector, Alex Goldman, Juniper, all indeed, according to Grumps and Giga Bear, use their platform to maliciously break into Grumpy's personal account more than 20 years ago to expose it. And if and when Grumps sends his FBI report, if the information is as sound as he claims, these three, and likely more, are all implicated and could easily face criminal charges or could even be jailed. But that's not even all of it, sadly. Nick Calandra has also been exposed again by Giga Bear, which, I mean, come on, man. Giga Bear has you up like 2 or 3 to 0 at this point. You gotta start fighting back. Bro is like Batman fighting a random criminal in the streets of Gotham, the criminal being Nick Calandra, by the way. And at this point, he just thinks he's gonna be the one to take the Batman down, and instead he just keeps getting stomped. Anyway, Giga Bear leaked this also about Nick Calandra from the Western Kabuki chat, where he said this: if anyone in dev here knows folks at CI Games at the actual studios who want to put them in touch with me, this guy is an effing clown. I know some people and I'm already reaching out, but boy, this guy is something. The fact that he paid to make this an ad of all things, just gross. So, now Nick Calandra is trying to come after Marek Tyminski. That's the CEO of CI Games. That's the studio that made Lords of the Fallen, by the way. And Nick Calandra hates Marek Tyminski because why exactly? Marek made a poll on Twitter a few months back asking players if Lords of the Fallen character creator should have the options listed as both type A or B, or instead rename them to simply male or female. So, Marek Tyminski let the fans of his games decide what they would put in the game with a poll, and overwhelmingly, as you would expect, male and female won. So, Marek, true to his word, said, okay, cool, that won, and then they implemented that via a patch with the Lords of the Fallen across every console in PC. So now when you play the game, it's no longer body types, but just male or female, and that's it. Besides this, the only other things Marek Tyminski has done, I guess, that could maybe anger Nick in his time is Marek is pro-player and pro-freedom of speech. He doesn't believe in silencing anyone for their words, even if those words disagree with him, and he just wants his games to be cool, give players what they want, and be free of agenda or political bias, you know, the way how old games used to be. But I guess just wanting to have your game be, devoid of political correctness or anything like that, that now makes Marek Tyminski a villain in the eyes. So for these reasons, and Merrick also saying that the West is going to China when it comes to taking female characters, which I mean based, but he's right. This now somehow means he's evil and must be stopped according to Nick Calandra. If you ask me, it seems like Nick is just so desperate for a win after being completely curb stomped by his so-called enemies for so long that he is now trying to lash out at anyone that he seems to be deeming problematic. But what he doesn't realize is that all of this is actually doing is showing everyone who he really is deep inside, which is that Nick is a spiteful and hateful man. I mean, his own former co-worker who goes by Other Frost. I don't even think this Other Frost guy likes me because I'm pro Gamergate. I'm just assuming, I don't know, but he did a whole video where he exposed Nick Calandra with actual audio and video that he recorded while working at Second Wind, showing how Nick wasted company funds and would put his own personal vendettas in front of making content for the channel instead. How Nick is still there at Second Wind is beyond me. Maybe he has some sort of legal contract that he can't be removed or something. But the fact that his own allies turned on him because he was too toxic and fake is insane. But this is the guy we're dealing with here, who again is tied to Western Kabuki in all of this and now wants Merrick Tyminski in his latest target attack. And honestly, hopefully Gigabear somehow also convinces Nick that he works at CI Games someday and clowns him again, because now would that just be peak comedy. But as you can see from all the information exhaustively provided in this video that I will now unfortunately have to edit myself while I drink coffee, is that these people absolutely despise us for the simple reason that we are trying to fix video games, while they want it to remain an echo chamber that ruins your favorite hobby to finance their political agendas and beliefs and grifts. Finally, before I go, I have one more example that also recently dropped and kinda made me want to make this video in the first place. So Opera GX is a web browser. I don't use them, and now I will never consider using them in the future either, and they recently had this tweet where they said this: "We're currently developing a feature that'll remove any trace of grums from the web." Of course, it got likes from the kinds of people who hate grums because they're told to, but to me and others, as we publicly stated on Opera GX's page, this just proves that they're a politically aligned company at heart. And they, like everyone else I showed in this video, would rather you all live on your knees eating their slop content instead of seeing these people for who they really are. Obviously, Opera GX's thing is a joke, but the fact of the matter is, taking what has happened to Grums for doxing and more, which was real and happened, they are now also advocating for censorship. As this thread within this post said, "Thanks for showing your colors, immediately uninstalled," and then Opera GX would respond, "I thought comedy was legal again." Someone else would respond, "What comedy? What you are considering company is greatly respected for a large number of people who use Opera GX." And they're right, they're advocating for dogpiling, harassment, doxing, and now censorship. And then Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers chimed in too. "This is why I don't take the Grums hate seriously. The type of people that are mad about it are deranged, and they demand you have to care of as much as they do, and if you don't, they lose it. These weirdos keep accusing me of being a defender of it, yet conveniently never show any receipts against mental illness." Jeremy is right, and altogether I would encourage all of you to never use Opera GX ever again going forward. They are clearly politically aligned against players. They support doxing, blackmailing, hacking, and harassing those that they disagree with. It's funny how even now I tell you guys not to harass these people, because I still don't want you to stoop down to the level, because in all actuality, their own actions prove that they are incredibly corrupt and delusional, without any of us from Grum, Smash, Flash, or me and beyond doing anything. These people keep proving time and again that it is morally right to boycott their browsers, reject their channels like Second Wind, and never support anything these people had any part in, from Kotaku,
Why not?
or
Let me
resorting
try
to
this
hacking
one.
people to get information illegally because you're just so desperate for a win after losing for so long. All of this is pathetic and laughably just going to blow up in their faces, and I hope those who illegally gain information on Grums do end up getting prosecuted and either go to jail or get charged at least, because this needs to stop. There's only one side of this war that is resorting to trying to bring actual harm upon others, and it's not the side that we're on. We'll keep winning with real logic and facts, while the enemy continues to live in their dark fantasy world within their heads, where they all think they're the actual winners, when in reality they've been exposed to plenty and admitted to coordinating harassment campaigns against those they could never defeat in an actual debate if it were to really happen. So go with your wallets, think with your brain critically, always question everything, and I need you to watch. And please support those who fight for video games and reject these ghouls who want your favorite franchises and hobbies to be reduced to nothing but a stool that they want to use to try their agenda. We will fix this industry. They cannot stop us. Thank you, and I'll see you again.
Paimon's, wait, what?
To you.
Point of view of anything, feeding them a false reality to risk my product. That's what I would be doing. China has AI laws? Well, that's a great thing that they're in Singapore and not China then, right? And so anyway, never doubt. Yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna tell you, this is what's gonna happen. Hero High video about this. I'll watch a little bit about this because I think these people don't understand, like, they don't understand where this is going. Like, I know where this is going. I tell you where this is going. They don't want to know it. And you see, like, this is crazy. We you know what? I'm gonna watch.
Get over here, yo.
Oh my God.
So
we need to get the Genshin community banned from. Geez, they're trying to get the community banned. So they're gonna call them stupid, get them banned, complain that they're not getting enough money, and then be surprised whenever the customers don't like they're not on your side. Bitch, what? What? What are you doing?
Well, that hopefully can happen. Yeah. Great weekend. Believe it or not, we've got another.
See, like, there's always Genshin drama, and like, I usually, the day that it happens, I usually don't pay attention to it, because it's usually like, oh, what, some like mentally ill middle school girl came up with some problem that nobody has? But like, this seems like there's a lot of adults that are just acting like mentally ill middle school girls. And so we're gonna take a look and investigate into this topic, right? This is crazy. It's easy to talk like that about people who's the ones that jobs at risk are crazy. What about the actual majority of normal people, decent, hardworking men and women? If they're crazy, or is this about like kind of how I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm the most empathetic, and I'm the most pro-worker person that there is. But being pro-worker doesn't mean you're pro-retard. Telling it to people the way it is not being an asshole. It's being kind. Coddling, obfuscating, and using a bunch of euphemisms to disguise a reality that everybody knows is coming does nobody any benefits other than you for making yourself feel like you're a good person. You're not. You're not a good person, not you particularly, I'm saying in general. You're not a good person for lying to somebody, feeding them a false reality, and then when they have to reap the consequences of that false reality being shattered, you're nowhere to be found. You're on to the next cause. You're virtue signaling to the next thing. Meanwhile, they don't have any fucking money. So when I tell it to people and I say this is the way it is, I'm doing it for their benefit. And I'm the only one that thinks like this. Because everybody else doesn't. They're too worried about being seen in the right way. It's patting yourself on the back? Yeah, exactly. And the only person who should be patting himself on the back is me. Which is what makes sense.
Updates to go over regarding this ongoing situation with a number of SAG-AFTRA voice actors.
And I don't even do that.
And how they've been getting a ton of backlash.
I don't need to do that.
At large, but especially the Genshin Impact community, who has done a great job of exposing these people. This is now like the 4th video I've made on this topic, the last 3 all around 15 to 19 minutes long or so. And at this point in time, there's just way too much to recap here in the intro without being like extremely long-winded. So hopefully you are in the loop with what's been going on. Yeah, but if you don't know about any of this stuff, please consider watching my prior videos. And or you can even just go to like the Genshin Impact subreddit, look at the top posts from last week, and scrolling through that, you can see plenty of information, although some of those posts were apparently getting mass reported by the defenders of these corrupt VAs to try and get the information taken down and censored. What a surprise. Since then, some of those posts have actually been reinstated by the Genshin Impact moderators, though, but just know that's been an ongoing issue, too.
Wow.
All right, so thanks for your patience. Now, on to the new stuff.
Okay.
We're going to start with something very amusing. I think you guys are going to find this hilarious. So I got this tag from Enthusiasm. Thank you for the tag. It says, "Hey, Hero, check this out. An absolute cinema of failed damage control." And that takes us to a top post on our Genshin Impact from 14 hours ago titled, "A voice actor came on Reddit, arguing why Jacob," that being Jacob Takanashi, the DJ for Kenichi / Hoyo, were in the wrong. Hoyo, Genshin Impact, etc. After having all their points refuted, they, the voice actor, deleted their entire account.
I love it. I love it. Oh.
Yeah, go figure. It's even worse than that, though, because this person originally went to our Genshin Impact trying to do this damage control and it didn't work there. Everyone calling him out and exposing his lies. Then he went over to the Gacha Gaming subreddit and tried it there, where the
This
Gacha...
is what I said before about, like, these people, their worldview and their existence can only exist inside of a vacuum. They can only exist and succeed when everybody else who disagrees with them is silenced and nobody can speak out against it. They can only exist, like, it's like, you know, like how those, there's like, you know, those white rhinos and those pandas whose dicks don't work, and so they're in an endangered species, and they have to be on like a reservation and be protected. Well, this is kind of the same thing, because like these people, they can't exist in the natural order of things, and so they have to be on their own little protected, you know, species reservation.
Community at large also exposed this person's lies.
I'm just saying,
People
that's the
then
way it
claim that
is.
they tracked down this VA Blue Sky account, and on the Blue Sky account we'll take a look at in a moment, we can see that
Well,
VA.
that says he already said enough. He already says it's Blue Sky account. We already know what it's gonna be. Everybody knows what it's gonna be. There's gonna be some dumb shit.
saying that the whole Genshin Impact subreddit deserves to be
that's the reservation.
and also reposting posts from
Exactly.
other Blue Sky VAs that are essentially advocating for non-union VAs to get harassed. We'll get to all that. First, let's take it from the top. So,
Yeah, of course.
he makes this attempted damage control post filled with a bunch of misleading information and gaslighting. The exact same stuff these people have already tried over the last
Supporting a billion-dollar company, not agreeing to do the bare minimum is wrong. You don't get to decide what's wrong and right. People do. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. They care about the multi-billion-dollar company. They care about the product. Like, you try to make this wrong and right argument like you're some kind of fucking hero. This isn't a Marvel movie. Get the fuck out of here. People just want to play a video game and not have to deal with some bullshit. Like, that's literally it. It's these people always self-aggrandize themselves like they're fighting against some kind of fucking, you know, like Thanos or something. It's so embarrassing. Like, what are you even thinking? Like, really, it's just pathetic, bro. Like, it's so pathetic.
days that we already talked about here on the channel has
Yeah.
been refuted over and over again. And
Dealing
so
with
going
bullshit,
right to the top
exactly.
responses to
Theater
him, we can
kids.
see
Literally.
comments like this. Why does every voice actor or SAG shield come here with, but did you know Taft-Hartley?
Yeah.
Do you think it'll magically solve all our concerns? Like, anyone who reads one single thread regarding VA drama in sub is aware of Taft-Hartley and how complicated it actually is, the 3-time limit in 90 days and so on. Yet they chime in thinking we know nothing about Taft-Hartley. How ignorant are they? Koi went dead silent when they asked about that. Funniest stuff ever. Not only that, his sign first, negotiate later comment, like, buddy, that's not how it works. You negotiate the terms first, so both parties know what they are signing and what is expected of each of them. Funny how they all say the exact same thing, almost like they received a guide telling them what to say in their posts.
Well, they probably
then
did.
disappear when they're asked the problematic questions.
Yeah, they did.
They're 100% receiving their talking points from SAG-AFTRA. They always say, stop spreading misinformation, and this is for AI protection.
The average person doesn't care about AI voice acting. And I think I can prove that with Darth Vader. It's been AI for years. What? How about that, huh? It's a literal fact. Like, that's the way it is.
But then don't elaborate when asked further questions or vague about it.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's you guys spreading misinformation. They sound like freaking robots at this point, regurgitating the same spiel every time. The voice actor who made this post is probably reading this right now and getting people to report this post as we speak. Edit, Sean Laraway, poster, changed his Blue Sky description to Genshin Impact is cringe because he's all mad. This is so
Like, how do you think this is gonna work? So you have a bunch of these like theater kids that are in like the rage phase, and they're really having it. And you think that you're gonna be
Clown
in a
is
good
gonna be the end of me.
situation by telling the people that pay you money that their game is cringe? Like, are you retarded? Really? Like, what do you think you're doing? How do you be that stupid?
comedy. Link for anyone who wants a chuckle. It always ends with them trashing on the game. This is childish. Yeah, another great example of this recently was Shara Kirby and her giant rant she made on Blue Sky. And so speaking of Blue Sky, let's hop over to the Blue Sky account linked in that Reddit post.
Oh,
where
this is the
people allege
reservation.
that's the VA who made that whole damage control
Endangered
thing over on
species.
Reddit. Here's the post I was mentioning earlier. He says,
Bro, we got half the website to like his comment. Isn't that crazy? Damn, bro. Like, wow.
Genshin Impact subreddit deserves to be banned at this point.
Yeah.
Freaking hilarious.
So
Anyway,
that
let me see if
subreddit
I
needs to
can-
get banned because they disagree with you. People don't. Yeah, for sure, bro. Like, absolutely.
Pathetic, of course. And then he's also reposting this Blue Sky post from another voice actor that reads, much like how a tolerant group must still be intolerant towards intolerance, a cornerstone of union culture is making sure that scabs, regardless of any sort of legal justifications for what they did, feel constant scorn, shame, and derision for willingly betraying their fellow workers. Piss off. He then-
So what's the logic here that you can bully scabs, but customers can't bully you? What's the logic? Because you think that you're the one that's right? Well, isn't that convenient for you? But really, there's no logic. Yeah, there's no logic. This is not how it works. Like, it's crazy how, like, these people love to have acceptable targets. Ooh, they love it. It's so fun. What's a scab? So a scab, this is like, so... A scab is like when you're in a union and there are people that work through a workers' strike. Like, they still, like, a strike is like where you don't go to work. Like, everybody collectively decides we're not going to work until you give us what we want. And a scab is a person who says, I'm still going to work. And they basically allow the company to continue existing and not have to meet the demands of the union. That's what a scab is.
Continues to rage, and then reference Jacob Takanashi, insulting the dude, and basically trying to get people to harass him. But then you really had voice actors like Willis Grebo and Peter Walker the other day, basically trying to say that, oh, no voice actors are trying to get you to harass Jacob.
While to say ball is in this court, when 5 voice actors or so sent their rabid fan bases to attack him is actually crazy. Foreigners aren't expected to strike for something their labor laws already protect them from. Nobody sent fan bases to attack them. You realize that's what y'all are doing, right? Like, read the text straight up. No one said go attack him for doing this. Yeah, no, you are. You are. If you post and you call somebody a scab, and then there's a whole culture around that, like, you're absolutely calling for somebody to get harassed. And, like, again, you want to call for somebody to get harassed, go ahead, do it. But, like, don't go and act like you're a victim. That's the problem. And you can see, like, this is clearly, like, you know, like, her getting mad. Your community is sending death threats and talking about people's dead relatives. How's that equivalent? It's just hoes mad. I mean, look at this. 3,000 likes, or 3,000 views. It's got 5 likes. 3,000 views. It's got 3.3. It's even got more. It's got 205. It's pretty obvious where the people stand on this. And it's certainly not with these people.
Meanwhile, now they're the ones trying to...
It's just not.
Many people viewing this as a desperate attempt at further damage control.
See, this is the problem, right? Is they go and they attack somebody and they want to be able to harass and attack people that don't follow the rules that they've decided that everybody needs to follow for voice acting. And basically, like, now it's like, well, now people are calling us out for bullying, so now we're getting bullied. But it isn't as weird, right? Is that you use the idea of the paradox of tolerance, that you can't tolerate the intolerant, but you never think that this is being reflected on you, where people are not tolerating your intolerance towards other people that don't want to agree with you. Like, isn't this the same paradox, but you're the ones who are the ones that were being intolerant? It's horrible. No, I'm really, you think about this, you think it out, and it don't make sense. So
See how the narratives that they've been trying to spin have completely shattered, and how much public goodwill they've lost. And so ultimately the VA, who made that Argentine Impact post that completely flopped, that people are alleging is that Larway person, then ran over to the Gacha Gaming subreddit to make basically the same post, trying to damage control there. But it turns out public reception is the same he got over on Argentine Impact, with people calling out his nonsense, and top comments like, anytime a random VA appears to explain the so-called AI protection, quote-unquote, they completely disappear and refuse to say anything once you bring the issue of interim agreement that they want to force companies to sign. I wonder why. Edit, I woke up and he already deleted his account, as expected, lol. He went to the Genshin Impact subreddit, got all of his points refuted, deleted his account, then changed his Blue Sky description to Genshin Impact is cringe. Quick side note, I thought he went to Genshin Impact and then Gacha Gaming, but maybe it was the other way around. Either way, same outcome, you get the point. And then this response to that says,
no, exactly. And so, And by the way, this is one thing I just want to see this real quick because this is a comment that somebody made, and I think that say somebody said Darth Vader isn't a good example. James Earl Jones is an iconic actor, and people miss him as the actual voice. But 99% of voice actors, nobody knows or cares about who they are. I think you're making my point for me. Actually, is that because none of these people actually have like any sort of like real identity other than like the characters that they're attached to. That's the reason why people aren't going to give a shit about them. So I actually think Darth Vader becomes a better example by that, is that if you can do this to like a very famous actor and people can all know that it's not this person, then what's the probability that you can do it to unknown actors that most people don't really know about that well, and it doesn't make a difference? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how I see it.
Absolutely loser behavior. Another top comment reading. I'm pretty sure they received talking points from SAG to gaslight us that joining them is for the greater good. Of course. Gee, that phrase sounds familiar, and it doesn't have any malicious undertones behind it. Anyways, because of them attacking Jacob and labeling him a scab, Genshin Impact players developed the legendary skill of literacy.
Wow.
And decided to do what they want, which is to do some research. Too bad what we were able to find when combing the agreement is malicious and sounds like they want to monopolize the entire EN dubbing space.
Of course they do. That's the thing, and they want to maintain control. And this is the problem that some unions have, is that, and I'm not going to talk about this in this particular circumstance, but I'll say in a general sense, is that I think that, like, average customers are generally on the side of unions. Like, they're actually, like, more pro-union than not. But the issue is that when the unions are doing things that are detrimental for a game or for, like, an experience, that's whenever you have, like, the fans that push back on it, right? And so when you're asking for something that isn't in the best interest of the players for whatever reason, or it's not even in the best interest of the company, you're just trying to strong-arm them, you lose that sympathy. And this is how unions can also be bad. Like, I'm more pro-union than anti-union, but that doesn't mean that I agree with everything that unions ever do.
And since the genie is now out of the bottle, they're trying really hard to convince us that it's good for a VA to join the Film Actors Guild. And no, it's not a monopoly. Yeah. Stop looking at our documents.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. Yeah, if they have everybody in the guild, then that way they can force people to agree. That's exactly it. Exactly. Like, that's clearly it. Like, so basically, like, you want to establish a monopoly so you can price fix and you can make people pay you this amount of money. That's the goal. Like, obviously, that's the goal. That's smart. Like, I did this in video games.
Yourself at the foot, and then there's blowing yourself up with a bazooka. And finally, going back to Sean Laraway's Blue Sky account, we can see the bio now reads, "We'll always pick on scabs." Oh yeah,
always
these people
pick on scabs. You're always going to pick on them? That's fine. You want to pick on them, that's okay. But you just have to expect that people are going to pick on you. See, that's the problem that these people have, is like, I got no problem with people that want to go and do this, but you can't go and get vitriolic and then be surprised when people say, nope. Nope, that's weird. Like, we don't like you. That's the issue, is they want it both ways. They want to be able to be vitriolic and aggressive, but they don't ever want anybody who is doing that to them.
People are so brave, having a giant union like SAG after backing them and their whole clique as they pick a single individual, Jacob Takanashi, the bully and harass. This is all going so poorly for the union voice actors that there's now top posts in Argentina Impact like this one from just 1 hour ago, saying if half of the characters are cast, then so be it. I used to be for the VA strike, and that AI will threaten their livelihoods. Now, as the truth unfolds, this whole strike is just a Trojan horse for Western companies to stick their grubby little hands into a piece of the pie. This outburst from specific VAs is no coincidence. They've probably been feeling this way for a while, and now that there is an outlet, they thought this would be a great chance to rally the troops. Well, now it has completely backfired, and the only thing to show is that some of the VAs are petty and completely unprofessional. Yeah, quick side note, that's something a lot of people know for years about the industry. Well, it's good that more people are becoming aware of that, so continuing. Most VAs are considered lucky to work on a project that is aimed to last for several years and you're a recurring character. I'd say that Poyo has waited long enough, the gloves should come off. If half the characters...
I think replace this, like, if I were doing this, what I would do is I would just replace all these people with AI. I would find people that are, like, decent actors and then just, like, kind of use them and then use that voice as AI, and that'd be it. They waited for 6 months. Yeah, like, and also, like, why wouldn't you do this? Like, this is clearly, like, a big problem that affects your product. I mean, if you're trying to make a good product and you're trying to deliver that product to a customer, aren't you going to try to go with the method that's the most stable, that doesn't have like the chance of popping off on Twitter? AI voice acting is dog shit? No, it's not. AI voice is not good enough yet? Yeah, well, when it will be, then, well, I mean, again, like, I think that's a good point. You're saying it's not good enough yet. Let's assume that it is. Let's assume it's not good enough. Let's just assume you're right. You want to lay the foundation to be able to use the AI in the future. That way you can transition over to that, and you don't have to worry about these people trying to scam us. That's just a smart thing to do if you're making games. And I think that's what, like, if I was them, that's what I would do.
Recast, and so be it. I would rather see Voyo put their foot down and put a halt to the EN dubbing side, sort out the VAs that are still upholding their professionalism, and get rid of the rest. We don't need that toxicity here. It's already bad enough that the game gets enough of a divided reputation. Now the VAs are not helping. They need to go. It's all fun and games until EN players stop defending because the characters are inconsistent in voice. Now that we know what's really going on, it's safe to say they are already doing this. Stop comment reading. Do a power play. Realize you don't have any power.
That's the problem.
All of your VAs get recast. Video game companies will now hire non-union VAs to avoid you.
That's right.
It makes one wonder what the heck SAG-AFTRA was thinking about going against an $87 billion a year industry that can't control their VAs from other countries.
And this is the other problem, is that this is a company that's not based around the West. Like, this is a Singaporean company that comes from China. You're not going to be able to bully them into doing things the same way that you can with an American company. Because they have a totally different value system over there. They don't even understand what the fuck you're saying. They didn't care. So, and this is what I said before. This is the part of the AI conversation that many people who are anti-AI refuse to acknowledge. Is the fact that even if the United States bans AI, it doesn't stop companies overseas from using it. And to the extent that you have a free market and those AI products are comparable and better, people will choose those products because the end product is all that matters. And that's the issue that these people don't have. Yeah, we don't care. Just put the English dubs, voice, and exactly, right? And so they don't understand that the whole world is involved in the economy now. And so you can't, like, force Western contemporary AI artist ideals on a company that's in China. Like, they don't even know what you're saying, literally, because you're speaking in English.
Video game industry is not Hollywood.
That's just how it is.
You know, the sad fact of the matter is a lot of the Genshin Impact community for a while was supporting these VAs and their agenda without questioning anything. Like, it was going well for a minute there. It's really over the
was, but like the moment that you start demonizing the community, like nobody wants to be talked down to by a person who is being paid to make a character. And also like the characters in Genshin are all like nice and upbeat and funny. And so like when you have like your character from Genshin that's like this nice, super upbeat and funny person, and then you have them go and fucking do like this. Like, I swear to God, like, I mean, really, you look like a nutball. You being crazy.
That's 6 to 4 months or so where things began to start crumbling. That's basically when the cracks started to appear and more and more people began to look at what was really going on. And then more recently with the harassment of Jacob Takanashi, that's what really caused everything to reach this boiling point, facilitating the overall community to turn against these human voice actors. And the last thing that we'll take a look at in this video is SAG-AFTRA themselves, over on Twitter. The official account of SAG-AFTRA trying to publicly drum up some support as they reach out to Genshin Impact, saying, what Anaris Q said. At Genshin Impact, at Honkai Star Rail, at ZZZ. We'll make it easy for you. Here's a link to our interactive/video game media agreements. Let's talk soon, a wink. Following the recurring theme.
Nobody's gonna like this shit, bro. Like this.
Alright, let's try a different weapon then. Maybe I switched to Spoon. I got used to using that great sword. I need to level up more. Henshina go!
It's some like weird ass fucking Twitter girl shit. Like, bro. How about no? Yeah, exactly. It's a ransom. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. And you should know that while Paimon's voice actor is spewing all that shit about scabs, she's still working and collecting money. Wow, is it another? So you're telling me this is another example of a person who actually has no skin in the game, that has nothing to lose, that's just being openly angry and aggressive to other people who do? Wow, I think this might be the first time that's happened
that we've seen so far. This also ended up going terribly for them, as they got this community note added to it, which reads,
she says because she's disabled, so it's okay? I mean, I already watched the video, I knew that.
This agreement has severe limitations on how MiHoYo can work with non-union voice actors, including a lifetime time limit for the voice actor, and eventually forcing the voice actor to either join the union, which has large entry cost fees, or stop working on the project. SAG-AFTRA had also used
so they
this
got
message
community noted.
Harris, as we saw, quote tweeting
This is the dark side of unions, and this is why people are anti-union, is stuff like this strong-arming.
So let's check out that message too. Voice actress Inaris Q saying, "Hey Genshin Impact at Honkai Star Rail at ZZZEN. We English VAs would love to get back to work. I know the fans miss hearing their fave Karas, and we miss voicing them. Please negotiate with SAG-AFTRA and sign the interim agreement to guarantee AI protections for us." That message also getting the community note, which points out how, yeah, there's a lot more to all this than just the AI protections that these people seem to keep trying to manipulate the public sentiment with, and getting responses such as Madam Savvy saying, so how's the community note feel? And TKA Dem saying, don't they have to drop all non-union VAs when they sign the agreement? As well as this one from Jasper saying, what's your take on the VAs who bully and verbally assault other VAs? And Inaris making this follow-up tweet that then says, there's way too many bad faith comments and misinfo.
It's just all fake. Everybody that's calling me out is lying, and everything they're saying is fake. Okay.
So for now, please refer to this thread for correct information. I concur with everything stated. and linking to a thread by Koi Dao, which many people have also refuted and we've discussed in previous videos.
Right.
Which, by the way, this whole SAG-AFTRA tweet thing happened on March 26th, so I'm a bit late to covering this one, my apologies. And the last thing to take note of really quick is that despite some voice actors, like the really angry ones that we discussed earlier in the video, it seems like a lot of PAs who've been publicly talking about this stuff have gone radio silent over the last 24 to 48 hours.
Because they know they're losing. That's the problem. They're losing the sentiment of the community, and the fact is that the sentiment of the community is the only thing that they can leverage. Because if the community doesn't care about them being replaced and recast, then the company will do it. So you have to maintain a positive relationship publicly with people. But the problem is that these voice actors, and this goes back to what I said before about people in entertainment, people in entertainment don't realize that the majority of the average population views the entertainment industry as a luxury industry. So when you're complaining about things in the entertainment industry and you're talking to somebody that works in an auto company or somebody that works at an insurance company or, you know, a construction worker, I mean, probably not very many of those play Genshin, but I'm sure some do, they're not going to have the same level of sympathy that you think they would. That's the problem they don't get. Yeah, put the fries in the bag. That's what it comes down to, doesn't it? Yeah, it's no coincidence that Trump made those day one executive orders to open the U.S. to AI. You can't compete against the global push for AI. This is happening everywhere, and the voice actors are only one frontier losing the war. Yeah, and it's just disappointing that they're too, I don't know, like naive to not see that. And like, I feel bad for them. It sucks that this is happening, but it's happening to everybody, and you're not the first person it's happened to. It happened to people with automation in auto, like, look at Detroit. Detroit used to be one of the biggest and most, like, wealthy cities in the world, and now it's a PvP server.
I'm getting it.
Why is that? Well, it's precisely for the same reason. It's because of technology replacing jobs, and that's what's going to keep happening more and more and more.
It's rather interesting.
That's it.
Perhaps they're trying to come up with their next line of rhetoric or something. Or maybe it's just coincidence that they all began to go radio silent at the same time, all dealing with the loss of goodwill in their own ways. Who knows for sure? Yeah, let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed my coverage. And if you did, please consider liking and or subscribing to the channel. Have a great week ahead, and the next one.
It's so crazy for me to see them do this because they're totally ongoing themselves. They are, and this is really bad. Like, this is, I'm sure, like, yeah, this is the video that I was just looking at, and so we just found this, and they're mauling out. The fact is, I'll link y'all the video, give it a like, and already lost 7-1. Yeah, officially, I think AI might make so many jobs, a significant portion of the world is out of work. Yeah, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. And anyways, comes out of the U.S. because it started raising the price of living and inflation, but it just didn't keep up. Well, also, I mean, like, here's the thing, is that any type of technology, like, if you look back historically, there has never been a time where the people who refused to use and utilize technology were seen as the ones that were not progressive and silly. So that's really the big problem that I think a lot of these people have, is that they have no historical frame of reference to look at things from the perspective outside of their own best interests. And that's what's happening a lot. Cell phone tower employees die, but the world keeps moving forward. Cell phone towers keep improving. Exactly, yeah. And why can't you show them the right way and be empathetic instead of shitting on people who are about to lose jobs? Because being empathetic to people is, you don't want me to be empathetic. Like, I am being empathetic. I'm telling them what they need to hear. I'm not a coddling type of guy, right? I mean, like, this is something like, you know, this is the way you treat a child. The fact is that, like, these are grown adults. These are adult men and adult women that you don't need to mince words with. You need to tell them the truth, and you need to be direct with them in an honest way and make them understand the situation that they're in. And if you need to be coddled like a child, then I think that's your problem and not mine. I think the way I'm talking about this is extremely fair. And I think also what's going to happen is that in the long run, I'm going to be right, and I don't think anybody's really even disputing that.
Getting there.
And that's the problem, is that a lot of people complain about the way that I talk about this, but they never complain about what I'm saying, because they know it's true. And the problem is that We're all going to lose our jobs. Yes, they are. And we can go back to the slavery or UBI, graph that I made earlier. But that's it. Too many kids can't accept reality. Tone policing, exactly. Also talking disrespectfully. Yeah. And this is also another big issue, is that they completely disrespect their fan base and they patronize their fan base by talking to people like this and acting like that, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, etc. And you can see, right? These are the comments on this. Do not engage in personal attacks, as tempting as it may be. Hey, that's respectable. If you close your eyes and really imagine it, it does sound like Paimon crashing out. I don't know if it does or not. But stop posting Among Us. Not gonna lie, this might maybe switch to JP voices permanently. I don't even know. It's not the first time they've crashed out, and it probably won't be the last. It's closer to the last than it is to the first. Because eventually they're gonna get replaced by AI, and they're gonna have to go through DoorDash. That's what's gonna happen. Weird that out of nowhere this video has been AI. If this video has AI, it's weird that nowhere in this video has AI been mentioned. It's all about strong-arming Genshin Impact to become more unions than anything else. Yeah, that's exactly it. She frequently screams about people stealing work when actors are striking, but actively won't go on strike herself because she has bills to pay. Oh, what a roach. Oh, where do these roaches come from, bro? Like, damn, what's going on here? Wow, what are the odds? This is crazy. They just want more money before they get replaced. This is why Hoyo is moving away from union voice actors. Good. Yes, Hyacinth's voice actor in Hawkeye Star Rail, and Roshia is from voice actor in Western Waves, a British VA. Exactly. Like, if I was making a game, I would never hire a union voice actor. I would never do it. It's not worth it. And even if it's slightly better, like, you can find somebody else that can do it. Yeah, why would anybody do that? I love Rosia. Mamma Mia. Yeah, everybody remembers that fucking that word, right? Let's be honest. And How to Kill a Union speedrun. Exactly. And Wuthering VA is taking their job. Yeah, Hoyo will probably use VA for Wuthering Waves. That's smart. And I'm amazed to this day that Hoyo can probably hear constant and consistent complaining about Aeon Paimon being awful to listen to, but they didn't bother replacing her and doubled down on keeping her around. Well, maybe, I mean, I don't think she's that bad. I mean, from like the videos I've seen, but I have no idea. What is it with, yeah, bro, this is it. What is it with American voice actors and thinking they have actual sway over foreign entities? Narcissism. That's it. They actually think they can go and tell this company. It's so sad to see this happen. I bet Genshin Impact 2, I bet we get Genshin Impact 2 pretty soon. If we do, I'll play it. I'll tell you that. American exceptionalism. Yeah, Dragon Ball being most prevalent. Yeah, SAG-AFTRA, what is this here? Is this a picture? You are encouraged to audition to non-union work. Non-union producers get a chance to see amazing talent they wouldn't otherwise do. When you land a job, they get a union contract. You turn that into a non-union production. I don't even know about this shit, right?
Come here.
And it's just weird.
Boy.
It's really weird.
I want to watch.
Okay. I'm spending the entirety of this stream fighting this stupid clown. Hey, clown. Get over here. You fatso. 2 hours of fighting this goddamn clown. See that angry mark on my face? This time it's not, you know, me doing it. Basically, this is what why the way it's happening is because I'm not I don't have the Spectre. Let's get up here. Forgetting about the up. Why do I keep forgetting up that goddamn uppercut? Stupid clown. Finally. Fucking finally. I should get my I go switch my arm back to the grappling hook. And then I'm gonna there's stuff down there. There we go. Yeah. That's my revenge. Anything else here I can grab? I'm sure there was something here. Nope. Alright, I'm gonna... go sit over here for a moment. And I'm gonna go inside. Young lady, that was unkind. That's from the other side then. Oh, Lord.
Around the world, around the world, around the world, around the world, around the world. Thank you for the memberships. Much appreciated. So happy to have more Graham than a shoebox. 5 big booms and another round the world. Around the world, around the world. Around the world, 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 around the world. Everyone, say it with me. Friends around the world, say it with me. Friends on that side of the world, say it with me. Friends on this side of the world, say it with me. Friends all around the world, say it with me. Around the world, around the world, around the world, around the world. And that's how the shoebox on that side of the world, say it with me. And on the other side of the shoebox, say it with me. Say it with the Grams. I want to hear you. I want to feel the bass. Boom.
That's
Around
scary.
the world, around 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 the world. Grams,
That's
one
bullshit.
last time. Around the world, around the world. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Grams. All around the world, together, together, Grams strong. absolutely no substance in this stream except brain rot! Yeah! Lock it, fill it, call it, find it, view it, code it, jam it, lock it, surf it, scroll it, pause it, click it, cross it, crack it, switch, update it, name it, rate it, lit, tune it, print
Oh,
it, scan
God.
it, send it, fax, rename it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave. On me, I'm spending time.
My God. All right, I'm not gonna. God, that's creepy. Anything fun up here? Guess not. Ooh. Fish, that upgrades weapons, so. That's weird. This place is weird.
Oh, who are you? You're not a puppet. Are you here to listen to my music? I can't sing anymore. This petrification disease took away my soul riddles. I was fooled by him. He said this place was a shelter. Patricia, I'm so... Oh, Patricia. I'm parched. Just a taste of fruit.
Means I do have to go this way. Goddamn lady. Oh god, I'm not fighting all that here. Lower that. Apparently, this doesn't do anything for that. Oh. This place is actually freaking me out. Hell is that? we go. Right now I'm gonna go fight him. There's a way to get there quickly. Well, this is not gonna be a fight, man. I win, so first things first. I need to actually reset and get my stuff back. What time is it? Play a bit longer. What's my weapon called?
I'll use my power. I'll use my. I'll use my.
I should up my HP one more later. Young lady? Floating pipe. Oh, this is the other guy's weapon. Oh, I should be able to parry them better. I need to learn to parry more. I've been basically brute forcing this game, so. Oh, am I at Romeo? Kaido again. First class. I guess this points out that I'm not the original puppet. Ah, that's a short. Alright, and then probably there's a phase 2. Wait, that can't be it. Okay, there it is. The scythe! pretty far. First attempt. Getting there. Need to parry him more. Need to use less resources in the first phase. might have to stop soon. Although I will be back Friday night for title update for Monster Hunter. Maybe I should stop fighting that lady. This was a terrible run. All right. Mostly because I want to get something real quickly. Do I have enough for arm upgrade? I do not. Wait, can I upgrade my sword? Sword.
I know my way around.
Can I? Oh no, I cannot. Right, there we go. Also, so I can get the I don't feel like I should give her the apple yet. Romeo! She came at me. I didn't want to kill her, but she came at me. Well then. That's embarrassing.
It's okay, people. Remember, wooden shovel. Wooden shovel!
Alright, one more and then I'm gonna stop for today. I must do other things. Like maybe finish my Suikoden playthrough.
I'm gonna sing one regular song to actually normal song, actually, just to reset this. I said I would sing this song, so I'm just singing this just to sing it. Oh, well imagine as I'm pacing the pews in a church corridor, and I can't help but to hear, no I can't help but to hear an exchanging of words. What a beautiful wedding, what a beautiful wedding, says a bridesmaid to a waiter. Yes, but what a shame a poor groom's bride is a hoe! I chime in with a haven't you people ever heard of closing the goddamn door? No, it's much better to face these kinds of things with sense of poison rationality. I chime in, haven't you people ever heard of?
Came at me.
No, it's much better to face these kinds of things with a sense of, well, in fact, well, look at it this way. I mean, technically our marriage is saved. Well, this calls for a toast, so pour the champagne. Oh, well, in fact, well, technically our marriage is saved. Well, this calls for a toast, so pour the champagne. Closing the goddamn door, no, it's much better to face these kinds of things with such a poison rationality. I chime in, haven't you people ever heard of closing the goddamn door? No, it's much better to face these kinds of things
That's a
kinds
better
of
one.
things with such a poison rationality. Chime in. Haven't you people ever heard of? Open the goddamn door, no. It's much better to face these kinds of things. With a sense of foresight, rationality.
I'm gonna have to stop.
Guys,
back.
I need to rush my nya after chandelier. I'm gonna swing.
I have to go buy another one, reset
I
my...
need more maple syrup.
First go over here. Reset
I did
my
just drop something.
abilities. Go this way.
I don't know why I'm singing this, I just felt like it. Anyway,
Get me some coins.
memories consume, like opening the wound. I'm picking me
Stalker.
apart again. You all assume I'm safe here in my room, unless I try to start again. I don't want to be the one the battles always choose, 'cause inside I realize that I'm the one confused. I don't know what's worth fighting for, or why I have to scream. I don't know why I instigate and say what I don't mean. I don't know how I got this way, I know it's not alright. So I'm breaking the habits. I'm breaking the habits tonight. Singing this from the toilet really gives it an impact, huh? Clutching my jaw, I tightly lock the door. I try to catch my breath again. I hurt much more than any time before. I had no
I
options
know it was a
left
shorter
to
stream,
get.
but I have other things I must do today. It is 5 on my side. Could 2 hours and 40 minutes is good. I beat the I wanted to beat the Puppet King, but the goddamn clown got me, and I finally decided I'm gonna start to learn how to parry. Okay, thank you for watching. I'll be back on Friday with Monster Hunter at a later date, not the up. Okay, thank you for watching. If you haven't, like, subscribe. Good morning, evening, afternoon, night.